Have you ever wondered if there can be a physical portal to another space and time? Well, we may have just found one for you. Welcome to Soul Spy University, where your souls can run free and your minds are free to expand. Dorothy, Toto, and Tin Man's hating son is here to give you today's compelling story during this Halloween season that we would love to hear your comments on. Also, if you're really into Halloween, check out our new Halloween It Up playlist. We will be giving you a new video every Tuesday at 4 for Halloween, as well as other holidays. So make sure you subscribe to join our amazing family. We do love all of our subscribers so much, and giving us a like helps us to continue to put out this mind expanding content for you. And sharing is huge. It'll help our small channel actually have a pulse one day, and we super appreciate you for it, and we'll always remember you. You are part of our original family. Also, sidebar, Mandela effect, new Mandela. Guys, leave in the comments, how do you remember Dorothy? I remember her with braids and little red ribbons. Nowadays, it's pigtails with blue ribbons on top. Very confusing. I also remember something on Toto, and yet now Toto's naked. However, this modern day Toto is prepared. This should help him in the storm. Tin Man's hating son. You seem a little stressed right now. If everyone can see, his eyes seem to be bulging. How are you?
Yeah, what's up? Just call me TJ. Uh, yeah, yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of my dad. He fell in love with the working girl, let's say, and she was human, and this man was a tin.
Mm,
So this happened all before he got a heart and all. But I'm half human, as you can see, and life is misery.
I see. Well, this might help you take a break from that misery for a while. And we're all working, and we're all girls, and we're all human. Haha, just kidding. We're not all human. Just kidding. By the way, last segment about aliens and if you've gotten abducted and how would you really know and the factors of it, be sure to check out. I forgot to mention in there that this is happening to ordinary people with ordinary lives, which kind of excludes me because I have neither. But anyway, diving right into this story, um, guys, you have to stay to the end. This one will blow your mind. Toto, are you ready for this storm? Oh my God. Okay, TJ,
Yeah.
dude, you're never gonna believe this. All right, so there's really no place like Mel's home. Okay,
What?
Mel Waters is a man that in his backyard he claims there was a portal. Now listen to this. It was a hole for a really long time, way before he got there, that neighbor said were always there, okay, and he just used it as a garbage dump. However, him and the neighbors who always used it as a garbage dump started to notice this hole does not ever fill up. So he started putting fishing line down it. Being an avid fisherman, he had many lines of fisherman string. He put 4,500 feet down, never hit the bottom. Okay. On top of it, he eventually got to 15 miles down, never hit the bottom. Dogs would not go near it, and radio signals would not only get messed up and pick up other things that I'll get into in a second, but they didn't seem to be from this space and time. You have no idea where the story goes. This is nothing compared to where it's going. So his neighbor says to him, because he says, is it just my dog? Is it just my dog? The neighbor says, no, my dogs don't want to go near your hole either.
Huh.
Now, the neighbor then says, um, speaking of dogs, mine died last week and I put it down your hole. And apparently, a day later or so, the neighbor saw his dead dog running around Mel's yard. He knew it was his dog because he had the same collar. And yet the dog didn't recognize him, wouldn't go to him, didn't come to him. And but you know what? Honestly, like if I was thrown down an infinite hole, I don't know if I'd be coming either. I think I'd be cold shouldering it as well. What do you think, Hating Man?
Well, didn't you go down an infinite hole and ended up murdering some poor innocent witch
Toto,
and then like robbing her?
Toto, we would never hurt anybody. A tornado has come and we are refugees and we don't understand this Tin Man's hating son. Okay, you're supposed to be our friend, Tin Man. Hating.
Yo, my dad's your friend, all right? Ever since he got that stupid heart, he came and he found me, and now he wanted me to like grow up with him and his friends, the freaking lion and the scarecrow. Now my dad was a coos hound, but the lion and the scarecrow, I don't know, they were a little close. I constantly saw like all kinds of hay on the front bottom half of the cowardly lion, and I was like, oh, I get it.
You know what? What goes on in Oz stays in Oz. Getting back to the story, okay. So Mel Waters ends up calling Art Bell on Coast to Coast back in 1997, I believe. And he tells the whole story of what's going on with this hole. Oh, also radio signals would get messed up, but then pick up music from like the 30s. And then he would switch the channel and find a baseball game, also from the 30s. So that was interesting. Yeah. So he tells his whole story to Art Bell. The problem is he was a little too descriptive with, they figured out where he lived. By the time he went to go home, okay, his street was blocked off. Military was apparently swarming the area, helicopter activity everywhere, and he was not allowed to go near his home. Apparently, a man in civilian clothes, also known as Men in Black, said to him, "This is no longer your residence," and said, "And if you put up a fight about it, we will easily find a drug den or something in there." And whatever, right? So then the guy says, "I'm going to tell the media about this," and and then the Men in Black say, "No one's going to believe you." Well, he was supposed to show back up on Art Bell's Coast to Coast, never did. A few years later, he says that he took a deal from the Men in Black. They basically said, hand your property over to us for the next 3 years. We will give you $3 million a year. But you have to sign an NDA and you have to leave the country and not tell anybody. Well, 2 years into it, he misses his family, decides to come back for a visit, and called Art Bell to be back on the show. The day he was supposed to be back on the show, he was on a bus and to visit his nephew. Apparently something broke out on the bus and police started interviewing everybody on the bus, shuttled people off the bus. Then he blacked out. He woke up in San Francisco without his wallet, without his keys, without his back teeth. And what?
It was like, what a teeth.
Yeah, it's a human thing. But basically he woke up with IV marks and tape marks on his arms. And when he became more and more lucid, he felt that he remembers the taste of blood in his mouth and realized he was also missing his back teeth. So he then realized his bank account was emptied a day after he called Art Bell to be on the show. I'm trying to think of what happened since then. Let me see, 1 second. Now, he also can't go back to his home because it's not allowed, but also there was a lawsuit against him for illegal construction, which he had no part in because he handed this over to the government years ago, supposedly, right? Now, Art Bell's TV crew did go and look in the area and did confirm that there was evidence of military activity, military footprints all over the property after the first show, and also as well as a no-fly zone extended over his whole area, right? And the area was blocked out on Terra, which was a digital map back then. Apparently, it was like what we have as Google Earth now. So basically, then this guy, Mel Waters, gets called from Native Americans in Nevada who wanted him to look at their hole, right? So apparently, these people were mostly Basques, which we've mentioned in the last video are actually very likely to be abducted by aliens, right? So this is interesting.
Wait,
But,
Native Americans were Basques?
yeah, so I think primary around there, yes.
That don't make no sense.
So, okay, this hole was also 9 feet. Okay, so 9 feet wide. Like, so the other hole was also 9 feet wide. But of course there's no bottom, right? This one, now the other one had a stone wall that went down like however long and then stopped, right? 1,500 feet or so. This one was a warm metal wall. They also couldn't find the bottom to it, and they would lower ice down and the ice wouldn't melt. Like the ice would melt, the subject ice, the control ice would melt on the surface of the ground or whatever up there. But when they lowered it down the hole, it wouldn't melt. In fact, some of it turned to salt, and some of it, if you lit it, it would go on fire, right? When they brought it back up.
Damn.
So eventually they put a sheep down there.
Yeah, as one would.
And basically the sheep did not want to go down. This is so sad. Sheep did not want to go down, did not want to go down. And then eventually, as it stopped moving, when it was like, think 30 feet, 30 minutes after it was lowered, it kept lowering and lowering and lowering for 30 minutes. Then it just stopped moving. So they left it there for 30 minutes, I think. Anyway, when they pulled it back up, it looked fine, but it wasn't. It was dead. And so they did an autopsy right then and there, because I guess that's what they do, butchering. And basically the inside, it looked like the sheep was cooked from the inside out. And most of the inner part of the sheep was this tumor now. Okay. But the tumor was moving. So now, so now they cut just a little into it and they find a seal fetus with human eyes.
What the mother?
Yes.
It's like a tin man with human eyes. Terrible human eyes. I gotta wear glasses.
Hang on a second. Yes, well, this seal fetus, I guess, did not want to did not have to wear glasses. So basically, Mel felt as if the seal fetus wanted to go back in the hole. He tried to put it towards the hole, but the seal fetus actually hung around and stared at them for 2 hours as they studied it and it studied them until it gave one last look and jumped into the hole.
No one took a picture of this?
Apparently, yes. Good question. Apparently, yes. There were pictures, there was everything, right? So then, according to Mel, one of the people, let me see, I just don't want to leave anything out of this story. Oh, this also, okay, apparently Mel, 6 months prior, was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. Toto is licking me. No. And it was no longer there after the seal. Apparently, this was a very profound experience, this magical seal fetus with human eyes. Okay. Mel later claims one of the Basques took the salt to warm his house. He put the ice that turned into salt into the oven to like warm his house. Well, apparently, it made the oven get so heavy. It sucked all the moisture out of the house, all the moisture out of the air, everything dried up, and it made the the oven gets so heavy that it crashed into another floor and then eventually collapsed the entire house and eventually collapsed more into the ground.
But why would someone use salt to warm their home? I don't understand this.
I know. I think this was a thing they didn't know what it really was, and it just was warm. So they thought, oh, I'll save money. Nice egg, whatever.
All right.
So,
Humans are weird.
yeah, man. Um, so apparently, meanwhile, the seal would apparently communicate through radio signals that the salt would destroy the earth, so be careful. And apparently, the Basques claim that the seal has come back and visited them multiple times. Mel agreed to come back on the show with all the evidence to Art Bell.
Oh,
However,
he slipped and threw him out. Yeah.
huh?
He slipped and they got like burned in the fire or something.
Yeah, so Art Bell was like, are you willing to show us all the evidence? Because he said there's pictures and video footage and everything. And then no one ever heard from Mel again.
Mm.
So, that's exactly what's going on. At
What
first,
about these Basques? These Native American Basques, which is strange. Sorry, my face is falling off.
it happens, especially as we get
Yeah.
older.
Yeah,
Especially,
it's a weird thing that happens to a half metal man. But unfortunately, it grows back and it is very painful.
honestly, that happens to me like all the time. I feel like as we get older, our faces just fall off like gravity, man. Um, so yeah. So I don't know. What do you think of the story? So apparently Mel Waters may have been a pseudonym because that was never found. Um, that could be a pseudonym. So of course huh?
Sorry about that. My face.
So of course part of me always wants to say, hey, the real Mel Waters, if you're ever out there and you want to be on the show, please do. However, as soon as I had that thought, I thought, no, I don't want to get wrapped up in this shit.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. First of all, excuse me.
Between the fetal seal and all the magical stuff and all that that's great. But then the way he's waking up places without his teeth, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, here's another thing. The fact that none of these Native American Basques come forward too, and then he conveniently disappears. And also, why on God's name would he be riding a bus if he's got millions of dollars in his pocket already?
Mm, mm.
And also, if he misses his family, sorry, my face. There we go. If he misses his family, why didn't he just have them fly on out? Now, I don't see why somebody would miss their family because my asshole father is bringing girls home left and right, and I just don't want this fate for another boy, or another girl. I don't know how our genders work. He just willy-nilly spraying oil everywhere. It ain't good.
Oh my God. He's just WD-40ing it up.
Yeah, this is why I exist. And as I said, existence is pain, and I only hope for death. So, yeah, like it does.
Toto. Apparently, we all have PTSD from the tornado and Oz.
That's Toto, eh? Wouldn't Toto be like 80 years old now?
Oh, she definitely seems 80.
She looks very disappointed in life as well. So yeah, a lot of this stuff don't add up. I'd like to think it's true. Basque in Native Americans, that's a weird one. So it's just very convenient. Why would they take his teeth and let him go?
I mean, that could be a warning. So here's what's skeptical, and I will counter it though with my own thoughts. Okay, so people find it skeptical that the hole was never found. Now, say this was legit, of course they're gonna like cover that up. You know what I mean? Say this was legit. Of course, they're going to like, oh, here it is. And look, there's a ground to it right there. Of course, the technology they got, like, they rush there to discover and hide it. You know what I mean? Like, that obviously, and it was confirmed that Terra did block off just that section for some reason. That was interesting. It was confirmed military activity there, although I guess they would rush there to see if there was something, and that doesn't mean they found anything. Um, I don't know. I don't see the point in someone just making that up. Especially, it wasn't like he was young. Like, who just makes that up?
Well, here's another thing. Was that home passed down from like generation to generation in his family? Because how the hell did it just pop up and nobody freaking notices? Like the government knows what the hell's happening everywhere. Why didn't they not know that this thing existed maybe for years and years?
Well, they're still discovering things as well. I mean, look at Antarctica. We got to really do a segment on Antarctica, man. But
Yeah, but if you're like, that's what I'm asking. Did this home belong to his family for all that time, or did? Because if it was sold to him by someone else and that hole was there, the previous owner would know about it.
yeah, the previous owner did. Everybody knew about it. It was already there prior.
So everybody was just like, "Oh, it's just a magical hole. Don't say a word."
Yeah. I mean, they
Yeah.
didn't know enough to know it was magical. They were just like, there's a hole.
I mean, all right. I guess weird things happen, like little girls flying out of the sky with houses, killing people.
Wait, I would never kill anybody. Me and Toto here, who obviously is PTSDing from the whole experience, okay, experienced a tornado, and we were thrusted into a different dimension, where the whole fucking point of our existence was to freaking find some Oz dude or some shit. And I don't know why my whole existence had to be around finding Oz. Who the is he? Did he earn me wanting to do that shit? Huh? Well, at least I made friends with a piece of tinfoil and like some little cat on the way or something. And whatever happened to that pile of straw anyway, man?
Well, I told you, all three of them are living together. Also, yeah, you didn't kill her on purpose. You still robbed her dead body, though.
Wait, they're all living together?
Yeah, I told you this. My father, once he got his stupid heart, brought me to live with him,
Are you
and
still
they all live in the same house. And I hear that stupid ass story every freaking week. Oh, let me tell you about this running down a stupid damn yellow brick road with some freaking thieving murderer and her idiot dog. And they're like, oh, we were walking down the road, and also we look into the woods, and damn, look at that tiny dead body hanging in the tree. And I'm like, what? And then they told me about you going to see Oz and
okay?
all
Wait,
kinds of shenanigans.
wait, wait, wait. Wait, so they didn't invite me to live with
Nah,
them? Why?
well, because my dad, he likes to mess around with a lot of girls. He doesn't like to settle down.
That's fine. I didn't need to settle down with.
And then the lion and and, and the scarecrow, well, they got their own thing going on.
I mean, I don't need to settle down. I'm obviously independent and I'm doing well. I just get caught up in tornadoes sometimes and then rely on tin men and straw and cat to lead me to some wizard that'll somehow save my life. I mean, that's not that bad of an independent story, although I don't see the independence in it. Point being, I cannot believe they did not invite me. So, so, so I murdered somebody?
Yeah, you robbed her afterwards.
I did? What do you mean?
Those shoes you wear.
Oh, this was given to me, I think, by an aunt to get home. Because there's no place like home. Definitely no place like Mel's home.
A lot of this stuff don't make no sense to me. All I know is that uh, some John killed my mom, and I'm half human, half metal or tin.
Wait, who's your mom?
And my mom was a working lady
Oh,
who worked at night for
oh,
money from
oh,
John.
From what?
from gentlemen.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
My mom was a prostitute.
I got
If
it.
you're not understanding what I'm trying to say here, she was a prostitute.
I got ya. I got ya. Okay, okay. We all have our professions.
Yeah. Anyway, uh, as I said, my father took me to live with him and his friends, and he can go f himself. All
Uh,
right, where was he here? Yeah, just because you have a heart. Now you want to play with your son. Now you want to hang out with your son. I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so.
what happened to your hand?
I'm half human. Damn it! It sucks. I got skin and freaking tin everywhere.
All right. Anyway, sorry guys. We have derailed. So Mel's hole. Yeah, I know. The whole segment seems slightly porno. It's odd. So like 9 foot hole found. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
And,
Think. Do you think that the government just straight up killed him after the second stuff and like after he called in Art Bell, like he was not supposed to call in Art Bell again?
I mean, maybe not kill him. They probably just stick him in a hole somewhere. But a lot of this kind of doesn't add up, and kind of seems as if Mel may have made up a story to make himself look like important. Because it's like, if I got $3 million a year for 3 years, first of all, why would the government say they're going to get hold it for 3 years and then give it back to him? They could just be like, here's a new house. Why don't you go ahead and piss off?
That's a good point. I'm like, where did his family go?
Yeah. And why are all the people in the freaking neighborhood not being like, oh, just another day? All this military hanging about.
That's what they should have done. They should have interviewed the neighbors.
Yeah, no duh. That's why I don't understand. Maybe this story
Yeah.
don't add up. I mean, a magical seal. Come on.
A lot of people did think the story went too far. However, there is much more out there that we know. And, the government does tend to hide things. Like,
I mean,
look at you. Like people didn't think you were real, probably, or me, or the Yellow Brick Road, or Toto.
yeah. Well, Toto looks like it doesn't want to be real at all. Yeah, no, I understand that, Toto. I go to dermatologists, try to get this stuff removed left and right. It falls off. See, I look human skin, but it
Oh
grows back.
yeah, does that hurt?
Oh yeah, it doesn't hurt as much as when I gotta pull it from other parts. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, your dating life must be super interesting.
Oh no, I am extremely alone. You know,
I can't imagine why.
well, some girls don't like oil. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Also, yes, my genitals are crazy.
Okay, well, what do you guys think of Mel's hole in this story? Art,
Uh,
Art Bell is a legend on Coast to Coast, but does he have a tendency to attract storytellers, or does he have a tendency to attract very interesting, amazing stories that then get people killed? We don't know. Oh, we're running out of time. I'm sorry, go ahead, TJ.
yeah. As I said, it did get a little crazy there. I don't understand the Spanish Native Americans. That didn't make no sense. Why would somebody put salt in their house, warm or not? That make no sense. Anybody take pictures? It disappear. He's the only one with pictures. Come on.
I mean, a lot of people put pink Himalayan sea salt in their house and stuff. And Native Americans, they seem to just want to keep to themselves. I kind of get it now. Um, you know, Also, so I don't know if you've noticed what happened since the Wizard of Oz, aside from you, which is great.
It's
Um,
not.
Toto won't take this raincoat off. It seems he's been suffering from PTSD since the tornado and somehow thinks this raincoat it's going to protect us from another tornado. Oh, it will, Toto.
Well, that's good for Toto. Excuse me. Uh, Sorry about that. As I said, I'm always in pain.
And so is Toto emotionally. Have you seen him? Look at this. Toto. Toto. Maybe
Yeah, I get it. I
dimension,
get it, buddy.
maybe in this dimension her name is something else. Muffin. Muffin. I guess not. Wow.
In that dimension, he is a she now, so that's cool.
Oh yes, very true. Wow. This whole reality jump stuff is just nuts. Yeah, guys, if you're interested in more portals, reality jumping, shifting, reality shifting, alternate realities, check out all my interviews with Cynthia Sue Larson. I have 3 posted so far, have yet to post another, as well as my interviews with the Dream Coach. I have 2 more to post with her. And check out our alternate reality playlist, as well as our Halloween It Up playlist. And TJ,
Yep.
so I had such a great time with you today. I think,
Thank you.
do you have any lasting comments or questions or anything for our audience? We have only 7 minutes left. We'll probably wrap up prior to this.
Yeah. Stop glorifying that damn movie. It turned out to be horrible for some people. I mean, look at this girl right here. She's doing a podcast with me. Meanwhile, my father goes sleeping around with all kinds of women. And the lion and the scarecrow, he got some courage to do some weird stuff. All I hear all night is put him up, put it down, put it down. And I'm like, oh man, I'm just trying to sleep.
I mean, I'm surprised that Scarecrow is okay. I mean, he's not very weather tolerant and he could catch on fire at any point.
With all that friction, I don't suppose that hasn't happened so far. It's not going to happen at all.
Are you sure they're not singing that "We Didn't Start the Fire" song, which I can't even jokingly sing without getting sued?
I have no idea. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, my friend. All right.
Love it. Toto. Oh God. Okay. So we're all sort of falling apart over here. Guys, what do you think of the Mel's whole story? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think, tune into your intuition and think, could this have really happened and he's either killed or hidden away somewhere? Or is this another kind of thing? Either way, I love you guys so much for being here. Please check out any resources you need in the description. I do manifestation coaching as well as spiritual intuition sessions. And please don't forget to hit the all notification bell so you don't miss us next time. And I hope you're enjoying your Halloween season, as well as, God, what else was I going to say? I forgot. But Art Bell's a legend. And don't get rusty on me, TJ. Don't get rusty.
I'm only praying for rust.
Gotcha. And all of us, just keep your spirits up during this Halloween season. And TJ is hanging in with us as we all are. And Toto, as she will not take this raincoat off. Take care, guys.
Peace out, my lovers.